Harrow Creek was never supposed to be a town. Every house, every field, every road, everything built here stands on ground it was never meant to touch. For years, the people here believed their nightmares came from the shadows in the forest, or from the lights moving in the corn, or from the voices beneath their floors. But they were wrong. All those terrors were warnings, not the source. Tonight, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. This is the tape they found buried deepest. The tape marked with a single word, below. And this is episode 6 of the Harrow Creek tapes, the tunnels where nobody should walk. It began with a vibration under Haven Street. Residents first described it as an underground heartbeat, slow, rhythmic, pulsing through their shoes. Then the asphalt ruptured. A sinkhole tore open at 6:14 p.m., swallowing parked truck, part of a utility pole, and a street sign. Emergency responders expected to find broken sewer lines or caved earth. They did not expect a polished stone staircase descending into pure darkness. The stairs spiraled downward, carved and smooth like something ancient and intentional. At the bottom was a tunnel, cold, damp, the walls covered in markings, not random scratches, symbols, the same symbols found in Sheriff Reeves's notebook, the same symbols scratched under children's beds, the same symbols drawn in chalk on the tunnel map from episode 5. Only now, they glowed faintly. The first people to descend were Officer Dana Rourke, EMT Lucas Hill, and a volunteer firefighter named Noah Pierce. Their helmet cams were time-synced. The footage begins with the three of them stepping off the last stair onto dirt that felt warm. Officer Rourke looks around, flashlight shaking slightly. This place is too smooth. This wasn't dug. It was built. Noah. By who? A faint clicking sound echoes down the tunnel, not like footsteps, more like stones being tapped together. Lucas, someone else is down here. Rourke answers quietly, then we don't call out. They move forward, deeper. The tunnel curves slightly, then splits into two paths, each marked with handprints, small handprints, children's, hundreds of them, layered over each other, pushed deep into the stone, as if made by actual hands. But one thing was wrong. The prints were too fresh, not fossilized, not ancient, soft, clean, like they were pressed into the walls minutes before the team arrived. The team chooses the left tunnel. Officer Rourke's flashlight cuts through the dark and illuminates a familiar shape. A flannel shirt, small, dirty, hanging on a jagged rock like it had been placed there on purpose. Lucas picks it up. It's a child's size. The tag inside reads, Boone. Rourke breathes in sharply. Elias Boone, he was here. A whisper echoes down the tunnel, soft, faint, almost hopeful. Keep. Noah freezes. Lucas swings his light toward the darkness. No one is there, but the whisper repeats, keep going. Exactly the same tone, exactly the same timing, like a recording. Deeper in, the tunnel widens into a chamber. Their flashlights reveal dozens of vertical pillars carved from the earth, narrow, twisted, shaped almost like rib bones. Lucas touches one. It vibrates through his glove. Warm, beating. Noah, that's not possible. Get your hand off it, now. Something shifts behind the pillars, a wave-like motion, slow and deliberate. A faint pulse rolls through the ground. Lucas, it's alive. Before they can react, the chamber fills with a sound like inhaling, a massive, deep breath drawn from the earth itself. Every flashlight flickers. Something enormous wakes beneath the chamber. A voice whispers again, but this time closer. You shouldn't be here. But it isn't Elias. It's deeper, older, something imitating him. As they retreat from the chamber, Noah's flashlight catches something embedded in the wall. A small face, a child's face, perfectly preserved in the stone, as if the earth had swallowed a child whole and left the imprint behind. The eyes are closed, mouth slightly open, hands raised as though pushing against the rock. Rourke steps closer, and the eyes open, snapping wide, looking directly at her. She screams and falls back. The child's stone mouth moves just enough to whisper, "Run." The tunnel erupts with cracking sounds, like dozens of small fists pounding behind the walls. Pounding to get out, Rourke shouts, "Back! Move back! Move!" The three retreat, gasping, flashlights shaking wildly. Something is following them, not walking, sliding, dragging. A long, wet pull of limbs against earth. Their helmet cams capture the sound growing louder. A deep groan, bones cracking, dirt shifting. Then Noah screams, "Behind us! Behind!" The footage cracks with static. When it returns, Noah is gone. Not grabbed, not attacked, just gone, as if yanked backward into the earth itself. The remaining two sprint through the tunnels, breath echoing, screaming for Noah. The tunnel lights flicker, something massive is crawling behind them. Not upright, not human. Long arms scraping the stone, a body that shifts and rearranges as it moves. Lucas drops the camera. The final shot captures a silhouette at the far end of the tunnel, almost human. Too tall, too thin. Head tilted, unnaturally sideways. And behind it, small shadows. Children, standing perfectly still, watching. Only two returned from the sinkhole. Rourke came out first, covered in dirt, shaking, screaming that the walls tried to take her. Lucas emerged minutes later, delirious, repeating, "They're not buried, they're waiting." Both were hospitalized, neither has spoken since. Noah Pierce's body was never found. But 2 nights later, his wife woke up at 3:13 a.m. to 3 knocks beneath her bed, followed by Noah's voice whispering, "I'm not alone down here." Authorities later scanned the helmet footage and combined it with the chalk map from episode 5. What they discovered was horrifying. The tunnels aren't random. They form a shape, a circle, in the exact center of Harrow Creek, at the deepest point below the town. A chamber so large the ground above it hums at night. Rourke described it before she lost consciousness. It's not a chamber, it's a mouth. 3 days after the sinkhole, a homeowner on the far edge of town found a scrap of flannel pushed through a crack in their floor. Attached was a voice recorder. When played, the tape captured one whisper, "Don't come down here, he knows your names now." The voice was Elias Boone, but there was breathing behind him. Deep, hungry, awake. Harrow Creek's nightmares are no longer warnings, they're invitations. Something below the town is moving, stretching, pushing upward. The floorboards your feet rest on are thinner than you think, and soon the tunnels won't be able to hold back what lives there. This was episode 6, The Tunnels Where Nobody Should Walk, and the next tape will take us straight into the center of the circle, into the place Harrow Creek was built to bury, into the chamber that should never be opened. Lights off, volume up, and whatever you hear beneath your floor tonight, don't answer.